Alright, so in this video I'm going to be walking you through a qualification masterclass. This is a real training for appointment setting. If you're a coach, if you're an appointment setter, if you're an agency owner and you work in the DMs and you have conversations with people to turn those into sales calls, I'm going to walk you through the best way to qualify the leads and to make sure you're getting good leads on the sales call and that you don't get a single bad lead on the sales call, so your conversion rate is going to be basically 100%. So I'm going to walk you through how to do it and yeah, this is for educational purposes of a training and enjoy. So, this is a qualification module. The biggest misconception is one of the biggest mistakes new appointment setters make or agency owners is believing their job is to book as many calls as possible. Your job isn't to book as many calls as possible, it's to protect your calendar. Every every sales call costs the business time, money, and opportunity. A bad appointment doesn't just waste an hour, it erodes trust, drains resources, and crowds out better prospects. What a bad appointment actually costs the sales team time. Every unqualified call burns irreplaceable focus and energy from your closers, marketing budget, so you lose money in the marketing that you're doing to book that wasted call, and also setter credibility. So consistently poor bookings will erode your client's trust in you as an appointment setter over time. Now I am putting it in the tense of appointment setters, but even if you're a coach or business owner, this still applies to you because you're still booking your own appointments. Lost opportunities, time spent on bad leads is time stolen from genuinely qualified prospects. Remember, the highest performing setters don't measure success by book calls. They measure success by qualified book calls that give the sales team the best possible chance of closing the deal. Every conversation is an investment. The goal isn't to book everyone, it's to book the right people only. So, the first lesson is what qualification actually means. Most inexperienced setters believe qualification means asking one question: can they afford it? Budget is only one small part of the picture. True qualification means answering a far more important question. Should this person take up 1 hour of the sales team's time? That requires understanding whether the prospect has a genuine problem your client can solve and whether they are likely to benefit from a deeper conversation with the closer. Elite appointment setters understand they're protecting one of the company's most valuable assets, the sales calendar. Every slot on the calendar represents real money, real energy, and real opportunity costs. The hidden cost of poor fit appointments or bad leads: lower close rates, so they're going to struggle to close them. Frustrated sales team, the sales team is going to be wasting time. Poor client experience, so prospects who shouldn't have booked a call feel sold to rather than helped because they're bad leads. Reduced setter confidence: when calls don't close, setters lose belief in the process, and it can create a dangerous spiral. Your responsibility isn't filling empty calendar slots, it's filling them with people who have a realistic chance of becoming clients. So learn to read buying behavior. Prospects tell you far more through their behavior than through their words. Great setters learn to observe patterns throughout the conversation, not just what someone says, but how they say it, how quickly they respond, and how much effort they invest in the dialogue. So response speed. People who reply consistently throughout the day typically have a genuine interest in urgency. Someone who disappears for a week between every message usually has low priority or no real motivation to change. One slow reply is meaningless. A consistent pattern tells you everything. So you want to look out for that. Message length. Some people are genuinely invested in solving a problem, tend to explain themselves, tell stories, give context, and ask questions. Someone who just says yeah, okay, or I don't know is rarely emotionally committed to making a serious change in their business. It's not to write them off completely, because maybe they just text like that, but most of the time you can tell if someone's invested. Emotional investment. Listen for emotion in their language. Statements like "I'm honestly tired of this" or "I've been trying to fix this for months" is a signal of strong buying intent. Contrast this with "I'm just seeing what's out there" is people who are just window shopping and people versus people who are actually interested. Communication style. Notice whether they answer every question or skip to the difficult ones. Do they become defensive or stay open and respectful? Good communication during qualification almost always predicts good communication during onboarding and a smoother client relationship overall. So the 5 things you must discover before booking any call. You should clearly understand these 5 core areas. Missing any of them leaves you flying blind and risks sending an unqualified prospect into a sales call they're not ready for. So number 1, their current situation. Where are they today? Understand their business size, how they currently acquire clients, what systems exist, how large is their team. You cannot recommend a solution until you know where they're starting from. Obviously, this is talking about someone with an agency or business, but if you're talking in regards to fitness coaching or health coaching or business coaching, you're going to be asking similar questions to look at their current situation. Their desired outcome, number 2, where are they trying to go? What are they trying to achieve? What do they want from life, from their business, or from their whatever? Number 3, their biggest problem. Every buyer has a gap between where they are and where they want to go. Your job is finding that gap. Not enough conversations dig deep enough here to see if the person actually has a big enough gap. And number 4 is why now? So timing is everything. People with urgency make decisions. People without urgency delay and constantly delay. Ask yourself, what are they looking for today? Number 5 is commitment level. The best clients take responsibility. Listen for the I'm ready to invest in fixing this, or I know something has to change. Commitment, the willingness to act, show up and follow through, is often a better predicator of success than just their budget. Next is buying signals. Buying signals are clues that someone is moving closer to making a decision. Elite setters are constantly scanning for them throughout every conversation. The more you identify, the stronger the prospect becomes, and the more confident you can be about booking the call. Don't just listen to what people say, pay attention to why they're saying it. Emotion, detail, and genuine engagement are the true indicators of a motivated buyer. So, some strong signals to watch for. Long, thoughtful replies. They invest effort into the conversation. Asking intelligent questions. They're doing their due diligence, not just browsing. Talking about future goals. They're already mentally projecting forward. Sharing numbers and business details. Trust and transparency signal serious intent. Mentioning previous failed solutions. They've already tried and are now motivated to get it right for once. Explaining frustration in detail. Emotional investment is the foundation of buying decisions. Asking how your process works. They're evaluating the fit, not just the price. If someone asks how your process works, it's a very good signal of intent of wanting to buy. Taking responsibility for their situation. Ownership mindset predicts coachability and client success. Someone who actually takes responsibility and is showing that. So 6 signs someone is a bad lead. So number 1 is avoid every question. Avoids every question. You ask 5 questions and they answer a couple of them or none of them. Without information, you cannot qualify. Someone consistently dodging questions is either hiding some information that they don't want to share with you, or simply not serious enough to engage with the conversation. Only focus on the price. If every message is how much is it before they even understood the service, they're shopping for the cheapest option rather than solving the problem. They're just looking for a good price. So price first prospects rarely perceive value and rarely convert into satisfying long-term clients because they're only concerned with the price. Next is a negative attitude. Those who blame everyone, complain constantly, argue and show disrespect during the qualification process typically become extremely difficult clients. If they're hard to work with before they've even bought, imagine the onboarding experience and the client experience that they're going to have or that you're going to have working with them. 1-word replies. So people who say yes, no, maybe. People who are genuinely invested in solving a serious problem tend to explain, contextualize, and share detail. Minimal responses signal low engagement and low likelihood of becoming a client. And also no urgency. Maybe next year, I'm just looking, I'm not serious yet. Without a compelling reason to act, the conversations rarely evolve into sales. People without urgency stay stuck where they are, and they'll keep you stuck with them if you invest too much time in them. So end the conversation. And the last one is simply not a fit. Sometimes a prospect is perfectly pleasant, but they're just simply not a fit or the ideal customer. Wrong industry, wrong business stage, wrong goals, or misaligned expectations. Not every conversation should be an appointment, and that's a feature, not a failure. So these are some of the main 6 points you want to look out for when you're qualifying your prospect. These are the signs of a bad lead. So know when to end the conversation. One of the biggest mistakes inexperienced setters make is trying to save every lead. The instinct to keep pushing, to find an angle, to give it one more message is understandable but costly. Elite setters know when to stop. Every extra 20 minutes spent chasing someone who will never buy is 20 minutes you could have spent speaking to someone who will, or following up with someone who will. The opportunity cost of over-investing in a weak lead is enormous and invisible until you calculate it. If multiple qualification areas are weak, no urgency, no engagement, no clear problem, no fit, end the conversation professionally. You are not abandoning the lead, you are protecting your time and you're protecting the client's calendar. Or if you're doing this for yourself, you're protecting your own calendar. So how to close a conversation with integrity? The way you end a conversation matters. You want to leave the door open, preserve goodwill, and uphold your professional reputation, all while being honest and direct. Thanks for sharing everything with me. Based on what you've told me, I don't think we're the best fit at the moment for you. I really appreciate your time and I wish you all the best in moving forward. Something like this is very polite. You end warmly. The prospect deserves respect regardless of their fit. You're respectful. You never make them feel rejected or inferior or down in some way. Frame is a mismatch, not rejection. Leave the door open. Circumstances change. Today's bad lead may be tomorrow's ideal client. So by leaving it respectfully open, they're going to have a good image of you, a good impression. And if they do want to buy from you, they will come back to you because you made them feel good. And never pressure. Protecting the calendar is the mission. Forcing bookings defeats the entire process. Okay, next. The Apex qualification scorecard. So for my business Apex setting, this is the kind of thing we run through before booking every call. Run the prospect through this mental scorecard. This is the framework elite setters use to make consistent, objective decisions, removing emotion from the process and replacing it with a structured judgment. If several areas score poorly, don't book the call. So number one is fit. Do they match our ideal client profile? That's simple. You don't need to read too much into this. This is just a kind of rule book you want to have in your mind. Number two is need. Do they have a genuine problem we solve? The problem they're explaining or that they've told you, is it something we can solve? Yes. 3, desire. Do they actually want to fix it? Do they have a desire for it? Are they passionate about it? Are they emotional? Are they giving you context? What is their desire around it? This will tell you a lot. Commitment. Will they take action and follow through? Maybe if they've worked with other coaches before, has it worked for them? Has it not worked for them? It probably hasn't. That's why they're talking to you. Has it not worked because of bad coaches, or is it not work because they're lazy? Maybe they wasn't lazy, maybe they're just waiting for a good program which is yours. Timing. Is now the right time? You have to ask them this. Why now? Why not in 6 months? Why not at the start of the next year? Why do you want to do this now? 6, communication. Have they been engaged, respectful, responsive? Is the conversation flowing? Good. If it has, great. 7, coachability. Do they listen, answer everything honestly and seem willing to work through the process? If they seem willing to work with you, it means that you can coach them well. If you're asking them questions and they're barely answering, properly, that shows that they're not going to be very coachable. So you don't need to score each area numerically in every conversation. The scorecard is a mental checklist, a way of ensuring you haven't overlooked a critical area before committing a slot on a sales call. Run through each category quickly at the end of your qualification conversation. If you find yourself making excuses for gaps, that's a warning sign. So a principle that drives everything. A calendar full of appointments means nothing. A calendar full of qualified buyers is what creates revenue, happier sales teams, and long-term client success. Elite appointment setters are not order takers. They are gatekeepers. They are the first line of quality control in the entire sales process. And the best ones take that responsibility seriously every single day. So, key takeaways. Number 1, protect the calendar above all else. Your primary job is to not fill slots. It is to fill the right slots with the right people. Every unqualified booking is a cost to your business or your client's business. Number 2 is read behavior, not just words. Buying intent is revealed through their response speed, their message length, emotional investment, and their communication style. Train yourselves to observe patterns, not isolated moments. Always discover the 5 core areas: current situation, desired outcome, biggest problem, urgency, why now, and commitment level. Miss any one of them and your qualification is incomplete. Spot bad leads early and exit professionally. Recognize the 6 warning signs effectively. End conversations with integrity. When multiple qualification areas are weak, time redirected to better prospects compounds over time. Score every prospect on the scorecard, how I mentioned. Run the 7 category mental scorecard before every booking. Is there a fit? Is there a need? Do they have a need? Do they have desire? Do they have commitment? Is the timing right? Why is the timing right? Communication, are they communicative with you? And that means, are they going to be coachable? If several areas are all weak, protect the calendar. If they score good on all of those, they're a good fit. The mindset shift that changes everything. Stop thinking like a booker, start thinking like a gatekeeper. The sales team's success depends on the quality of the prospect you send them. And your long-term value as a setter depends on that success too. So if you've enjoyed this video, take a look at my website, apexsetting.com. Apex Setting, my business, builds and manages outsourced appointment setting departments by sourcing, hiring, training, and managing elite setters who turn your existing leads into qualified sales calls. So we source for the best appointment setters, we interview hundreds of them, we filter and find the top 1%, we hire and onboard, we give them access to Instagram without sharing any passwords, we train them every week, and then we manage them to book calls every single day, 7 days a week. So if that's something that you want to do, if that's something that you want to do for your business, or you want to learn how to do it, then book a call below. Talk to you in the next video. Cheers.